The Romans gave us roads, laws, architecture, and a ton of inventions we still use today. But they also lived in a world that was shocking, bizarre, and sometimes straight-up gross. Today, we're diving into 10 weird things you didn't know about the ancient Romans. From questionable medicine to cursed tablets and flying, well, you'll see. Make sure to like, subscribe, and let's get started. This one never gets less shocking. Romans collected human urine in public jars called dolia curta. Professional cleaners, called fullers, would gather it, mix it with water, and stomp clothing in it with their bare feet. Why? Because the ammonia in urine acted as a fabric whitener, a stain remover, a deodorizer. Yes, a deodorizer. Somehow, the practice became so profitable that Emperor Vespasian created a urine tax. When his son Titus told him the tax was disgusting, Vespasian held up a coin and famously said,
"Money doesn't stink."
Roman humor was brutal. Rome's huge sewer system, the Cloaca Maxima, was one of the first of its kind. And like many important forces in Roman society, it had its own deity, Cloacina. Citizens prayed to her for clean water, functional sewers, protection from disease. Can you imagine going to a temple to thank a goddess for smooth plumbing? The Romans took sanitation seriously, and honestly, props to them for it. Hollywood shows gladiators eating giant steaks, but the truth is way less meaty. Archaeologists studying gladiator bones found they consumed mostly barley beans, dried fruits, water, and vinegar. Gladiators were even nicknamed hordeari, meaning barley men. They also drank a recovery drink made from vinegar mixed with plant ash. This boosted mineral intake and bone strength, which they needed to survive frequent beatings. Imagine trying to bulk up on beans and barley. The Romans pulled it off, and looked awesome doing it. Dental hygiene in ancient Rome was practical, to say the least. If a Roman lost a tooth, they could pay for a replacement taken from dead Romans, fallen soldiers, or even slaves. Roman dentists would insert the tooth into the gum and secure it with golden wire. It sounds horrifying, but these transplants actually worked surprisingly well. The next time someone smiles at you in a Roman painting, you have to wonder where those teeth came from. Romans loved curses almost as much as modern people love leaving bad Yelp reviews. If someone stole your tunic, your ring, or even your lover, you might write a curse on a thin sheet of lead and deposit it somewhere sacred, like a temple or a hot spring. These curse tablets, or deficciones, often said things like, "I curse whoever stole my cloak. May they lose their mind, their strength, and their peace." Some curses were oddly petty. Others were terrifyingly detailed. Romans treated magic like part revenge, part therapy. Most Romans lived in small apartments with no kitchen. To eat, they went to thermopolia, ancient takeout restaurants. These shops served hot stews, cheese bread, grilled meats, wine, and quick snacks. Archaeologists in Pompeii uncovered over 150 thermopolia with food still inside the serving pots. These weren't just snack stands, they were the ancient world's version of street food cafes and neighborhood hangouts. Fast food wasn't invented in the 20th century. Rome had it down 2,000 years earlier. Roman doctors meant well, but some of their treatments were questionable. Pliny the Elder recommended remedies such as ground mouse brains for throat pain, raw snails for stomach issues, fried bees for bladder problems, goat dung for sore eyelids. Yes, goat dung on your eyelids. Even elite physicians suggested insane cures. One cure for seizures involved drinking the blood of a freshly killed gladiator. Thankfully, not all Roman medicine was this disturbing. They also developed surgical tools, pioneered battlefield medicine, and understood the importance of cleaning wounds. But those mouse brain smoothies? Hard pass. Romans were obsessed with hairstyles and hair color. But their dyes were dangerous mixtures including lead vinegar, crushed herbs ash, and even rotting leeches fermented for months. Lead-based dyes caused scalp burns, permanent hair loss, and even lead poisoning. Because the dyes were so risky, wealthy Romans often bought imported wigs made from German or Indian hair. Blonde wigs were especially fashionable and symbolized foreign beauty. Who knew hair color was a matter of life and death? The baths weren't just for washing, they were basically the center of Roman life. Inside a public bath complex, you could soak in hot tubs, swim in cold pools, get a massage, exercise, gamble, grab snacks, gossip, conduct business. Some even had libraries, gardens, and lecture halls. People went daily, sometimes twice a day, not just to clean themselves, but to socialize, show off, and be seen. Think of them as gyms, spas, cafes, and Facebook all in one. Rome took self-care to a whole new level. Let's clear up one of the biggest myths about ancient Rome. You've probably heard that Romans had special rooms called vomitoriums, where they would go to throw up during giant feasts so they could keep eating. Sounds wild, but it's completely wrong. A vomitorium was actually an architectural feature found in large theaters and stadiums. The word comes from vomere, meaning to spew out. Because crowds would rush through these passageways so quickly, it looked like the building was vomiting people out. So while the Romans did enjoy big banquets, they weren't running to puke rooms between courses. The real vomitoriums were just smart engineering, ancient Rome's version of modern stadium exits. It's still a weird word though, and definitely one of history's funniest misunderstandings. And there you have it. 10 weird, wild, and unbelievable things from ancient Rome. From pea-based laundry to vegetarian gladiators and blessed sewer systems, the Romans prove that history is way stranger than fiction. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more history content, and comment which Roman fact shocked you the most. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.